With us today, we got Joe, Trigger Joe Britson.
All right, let's go.
To try to get a matchup with a gun. Oh, goes the win! Francis Ngannou!
But this is just a fist. When I start throwing it around, I can leave one hell of a mess. Let's dance.
Multiple occasions. Wow, it looks like they're going to swing to the very end.
And he wasn't kidding.
Wow!
It's very rare.
What a finish! Another one.
It really poses the question, what do you want to do? Do you want to take a chance and risk getting knocked out? Oh my God!
Oh my God.
Trying to take care of business, trying to get to It's a knockout!
Oh my
It's a knockout!
And he's closing it! Trying to finish it! And it's over!
Because I'm going to take this foot and I'm going to whop you on that side of your face. There's not a goddamn thing you can do about it.
Buck is brought to you by Modelo.
I killed it!
Punch me right in the face, man.
And we have a new nickname. Okay, we have William Send It 7 Piercing. All right, other than that, we used to call him Willie Pete. We used to call him the Mad Russian.
For his opponent to be quicker on the canvas.
Now you're gonna get it, Bobby.
I think you've had enough. No? Now you've had enough. Bitch.
Wow! How good is this?
Finish him! Get him a body bag!
Another one.
Everybody gets triggered. It's just if you become a pansy. That's in the Book of Earl. I think chapter 4, page 10. So, what's up, trash talkers? What's up, Gruntworks? Welcome to UFC Fight Night Pick'em. With us, as always, is Bill, the champ. Send It 7 Pearson. All right, those of you on Gruntworks, if you paid attention, he gave you your safety brief today, and I'm pretty sure Trigger Joe will caveat off that. All right, so
yeah, it would behoove you to listen to Send It 7.
Send It 7. Okay.
Various
Anyways,
strippers.
I don't know if the baker, all right, you don't fuck with the baker, but our producer, the baker, should be running a code across the screen that says get 10% off using the code UFCGW at either VTT store or Gruntworks store. So go ahead and go get some cool shirts. Gruntworks has hilarious shirts, obviously. And then VTT has the new Independence Day line. And I believe there's a quote on there from George Washington around 1776 that says the British Army is as useful as soup in between two slices of bread. Okay, so there you have it. You have the fucking soup sandwich. Go get your shirt. Now, big shout out to our sponsor, 10th Mountain Whiskey. All right, they give us free booze. So we say their name. All right, go get it, 10thmountainwhiskey.com. All right, and you will be able to order their awesome booze. Put in the code VTT, get the discount. Now that all the pleasantries are out of the way, let's get back to last week. All right, what a tremendous UFC that was. And I believe I won again. The clown picks won. So again, if you want to get drunk and pick with the Big Earl, that's me. All right, you're going to win about 30% of the time. But when you do, it's huge. It's big money. All right. So I actually was so confident that I said, hey, I don't even know their names. Who fought Figueroa Moreno, right? So I got the owner of Maybe West Mezcal, all right, Tanner Port's buddy, okay, who's supposed to be sponsoring this show as well, but he's kind of behind the, Obviously not as cool as 10th Mountain, but we'll see. We'll see if he can pony up and get to the plate. But he was sitting in my backyard, and I was like, Moreno's going to win by submission. Right. And I'm already a half a bottle of mezcal deep. All right. So I'm like, it's a no doubter. And he's looking at me like, he's like, are you serious? I'm like, of course I'm serious. I do UFC pick'ems all the time. Right. And it was a plus 1,000. It was a plus 1,000. And what did Moreno do? Joe, help me out.
He submitted him.
Oh shit. Yeah. So sometimes it's really good to listen to the big Earl. Now, I'm going to tell you today that it's not a good idea because I predicted the wrong fight card in my extensive study of notes. I looked at the wrong dates. So next week I have my notes for next week. So my homework is done for next week. But that doesn't stop me. It doesn't stop the big Earl. All right. The big Earl knows who's going to win the first fight, which happens to be a welterweight fight. Matt Brown at 24-8 and Diego Lima, who churches the shit up out of his name, at 17-8. All right. I am going to go pretty simple here. It's pretty easy. I am going to go Matt Brown by first round, double palm slap to the ears, ruptures the eardrum, fight over first round. So let's go to Bill. Send it 7. I don't care if
plus
it's legal or not.
17,000 in Vegas.
That knockout. So get drunk.
You find somebody to take some prop bet action. Just get drunk with the big Earl and start making prop bets.
Double palm slap, eardrum rupture, fight over. Forget about it. Go home, Diego. Send it 7. Bill, what do you got?
All right. So, hey, I love Matt Brown. He's been one of my favorite fighters to watch coming up. He's another one of those fighters that is going to come in and give you a fight. But however, I'm going to have to go against Big Earl and go with Diego Lima on this one. Matt Brown doesn't go down easy. I think that's going to give Lima some problems. So I think Lima's probably going to lose a round. But I think it's going to be Diego Lima by decision. Matt Brown, like he's had a great career for the most part. But the last, I don't know, Joe, what do you say, 5 years? Not the last 5 years or so. He's
been in the backslide of his twilight.
Yeah, he's just been in a lot of battles. He's getting older.
You remember when he fought Eric Silva, Bill?
Yeah.
In Cincinnati? It was a great fight, right? That's the last time I saw that.
Didn't watch it.
And Matt Brown's he's like he's your everyday working fighter. He's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. Yeah. He's a good striker. He's got a good chin. He's got a good, but he's not that caliber of fighter. And Bill, go ahead with your you said decision, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Lima by decision. He's gonna win 2 rounds to 1.
Yeah, I feel the same way about it. I feel like both these guys are kind of, it's 2 quality fighters, but they're on the backside of their prime. I don't think anybody's gonna finish anybody here. And I got Lima's striking, winning them 2 of the 3 or 3 of the 3, depending on how it goes. So I got Diego Lima by decision also.
No way. But anyway, hey, so there you have it. And I'll explain the rules to you. Bill, are you monitoring Gruntworks?
I am.
Okay, perfect. Hey, leave a comment, guys, on Gruntworks or VTT. Say hi, say where you're watching from. And then remember, put that code in UFCGW on either Gruntworks or Veteran Trash Talk store, and you'll get 10% off a shirt or a hat or whatever. Okay, so just maybe not whatever. I'm going to have to charge you a little bit more for certain services, but we'll talk about that later. I have to bring something up here. And because I'm the host of the show, I can do whatever I want. It's in the Geneva Convention. All right. Now, we were talking about this pre-show, and I had to do something today that I didn't like. Okay. It was a direct order from a superior officer, and I executed it to the standard. All right. And there was one person out of over 4,000 people that wanted to be a Karen. Okay, that wanted to argue the rule that was put in place. And she compared it to Germany in the 40s. Okay, now, those of you who don't know the Big Earl, I have the bell curve that Perry hates because you can't see it on the podcast. Well, this isn't a fucking podcast, okay? So the bell curve does this, okay? You got the left, that's really woke and stupid, and you got the right. who are really far right and stupid as well. Okay. She's on this side. Okay. Nothing in your life, Karen, is like 1940s Germany. Nothing in your life is like 1940s Germany. So knock it the fuck off.
Anywhere close to that.
Anywhere close. It is so wrong to compare yourself to getting, for 6 million people getting fucking massacred, to you having to follow a fucking rule. All right. So stop it. Just stop it. Because as soon as you left the base, you could do whatever you wanted in America. Okay. That's cool.
Her husband is a sergeant major, Nick.
Hey, I didn't say that. Bill said that. Okay. So Bill Senate 7 said that. And guess what? There was probably about 40 or 50 of those people late today. So, well, I hope they're your sergeant major someday because they suck. Anyway, so we'll get to the next fight. Sorry for my little rant there. But like I said, I'm the host. Big Girl does what he wants. We got middleweight Wellington Turman, who I'm pretty sure Trigger Joe has something about that name, going against Bruno Silva at 19-6. Now, the Big Earl here. Let me get some knowledge in me.
Liquid knowledge.
All right. This here says, I mean, it's pretty simple just looking at it, that Bruno's gonna beat this rich motherfucker Wellington, because only people named Wellington, all right, play tennis. Okay. So he's gonna take Wellington and snap his ankle off. And it's gonna happen in the second round. Okay, Joe, what do you got?
All right. I don't know if me and Bill are going opposites on this one. Maybe.
Bill and I.
Oh, excuse me, Bill and I. Thank you for that caveat. But if we are, we can do it for a point. But Silva has such a bizarre finish record. He's never submitted anybody, but he's been submitted 5 times. And he's never been knocked out, but he's knocked out 16 people. So I'm going to go ahead and say Silva by knockout over this Wellington Turman, because I'll tell you one more thing. Even though he's 1-2 in the UFC, what sticks out to me more is I'm not buying the Brazilian thing. I think this guy's a spy because I've never met a Brazilian named Wellington Turman. Sounds like he's from the fucking Hamptons. It doesn't make any sense. Not
Sounds
buying
like a gay porn name.
He's suspect. So I got Silva by knockout, round 2.
Very nice. Bill, Senate 7, the champ, the guy who has owned Joe Britson for the last year. What do you got?
You know what? Yeah, let's do a point on it. Just because you know why I like the points? Because typically on the bigger fights, Joe and I will agree. So it's good to pick points on fights on the most worthless unknown dudes ever. So you know what? I'm gonna go with all right, first of all, let me say this for the Gruntworks folk. Do not put this in a parlay. Don't even touch this gambling at all, to be honest with you. Both these guys suck. I'm going to go with Turman only because I want to go for an underdog on one of the 5 fights, just because not all favorites win cards. And if you go over his last few fights, he went, what did he go, Joe? I think he went win-loss. So I'm gonna go with the pattern and say he's gonna win. I'm gonna go with Turman split decision.
See, that's why we do this, because watching 2 females have what I would call a mild disagreement could never get me excited unless I picked against Bill and I'm waiting for the judge to give me the right score. You know, like otherwise I wouldn't care. I'd probably sleep through those fights. So yeah, this is what makes it fun.
All right. So those of you who don't know, all right, these guys had a contest going and it was pretty heated for a while. Trigger Joe blew a significant lead, and then Bill capitalized and hasn't lost it since. And again, once you give artillery the initiative, it's over because they're the big guns. But again, it's real easy because artillery gets lazy, they get fat, they get slow, complacent, much quicker than the infantry guy does. So I mean, there is still hope for Joe. All right, and again, what? Go ahead, Bill.
You will never see me get fat. It doesn't really work out well for the Gold Star Central team if I get fat. So
all right, we talked
I'll
about the bell
maintain the
curve.
initiative.
We talked about the bell curve where the woke people on the left say that if one individual is like that, then the whole system is like that. So when I see a fat fister, you're all fat. All right. Case in point, that's
But
done.
Nick, that sounds like profiling.
Yeah, it is profiling. But anyways, I applaud Bill's work, and those of you watching, okay, remember stay tuned to the end because they're going to give you their parlays and their UFC locks and their DraftKings pick'ems. So it'll be good. I just screwed that all up, but I'm over it.
It
so
works.
the
The judges
featherweight, the
Hey, Nick,
featherweight.
there's another fire coming, buddy.
Yeah, is it coming? All right. You need to move out of that neighborhood because every house is burning down. Okay.
You know what?
Like,
I am moving. God
yeah.
damn it. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm pretty sure is a lot of insurance fraud going down in Charlotte, North Carolina right now.
Nick, I actually floated the idea of being gypsies just to get out of here, and the wife said absolutely not. Yeah, so
Well,
yeah,
hit
I
her
can't.
up again
I
later on that.
so I can't leave right away. I thought maybe we could travel, catch a train here and there like the movies, but she wasn't having it with a 4-month-old.
Yeah, get her some 10th Mountain Bourbon and ask her again. It'll be all right. So, anyways, we got the next fight is a featherweight fight, and it's Julian. Seriously,
Erosa.
Julian Erosa versus Choi Sung Woo. Okay, Julian is coming in at 25-9, and Choi Sung Woo is 9-3. You know the Big Earl never picks against Asians, all right, because Asians know karate, and it's a fact. Every single Asian can kick you in the face, and like really fast. So I'm gonna go first 15 seconds, Frank Duke style, friggin' knockout by Sing Woo Koo or whatever the fuck the guy's name is with his wooden leg, and he's gonna dominate. He's gonna hit him right in the face and knock 3 teeth out. All right, I'm calling 3 teeth on the canvas, 15 seconds. All right, if it's 2, I still win. All right, so Bill, who do you got in this fight?
Again, I'm gonna have to go against the Big Earl here. Going to Erosa, fighting out of Yakima, Washington. So he had a rough 3 fights. When he first came to the UFC, got cut, went to another league, won. Now he's on a 3-fight win streak in the UFC. His last win was a flying knee, I believe it was. But he's actually got a good sub game. And was it Choi has proven he can be subbed. So I'm going to go with Erosa in a first-round submission.
Okay, that was really uneventful pick. Joe, what do you got?
This is an uneventful fight card.
This is when you go start the grill. You go start the grill on this fight.
Honestly, you might see a KO. Erosa is actually, I think he's found a groove. Like Bill said, when he actually got cut, went to Cage Warriors, won, and he's looks great since he came back. This Choi has not seen what he's got 12 professional fights. Erosa's got 34. Erosa is a little bit chinny, so if he can avoid contact, I like Erosa to take it to the ground and submit him in round 2. He's got 11 submissions. He's never been submitted, so I'm going to take Erosa by submission round 2.
Okay, again, for those of you just stopping by and watching, stick around. All right, pay attention. It's real funny stuff. But again, the Big Earl picks the clown picks. All right, so if you want to make a lot of money but risk losing all of it, you listen to me. All right, if you want to make money without risking all of your money, you listen to the 2 experts. Okay, but again, if you would have listened to me last week, you could have bet $100 and had $5 grand walking home. But it's not a big deal. Anyways, we'll go to the next fight. It's a bantamweight fight, which I'm pretty sure means they're tiny, right? These are these are the guys that wish they were us.
35.
Yeah,
35.
So I'm not afraid of any of these guys. I don't care how much they can strike or do anything. You guys come find me, Big Earl. All right, fine. I'm in El Paso. All right, I'll knock both of you out. I'll fight both of you. Because that's about 260, right? I could still deadlift 260 even with my broke back. That's fine. We got Marlon Vera versus Davy Grant. Okay. Marlon Vera comes in at 16-7-1 and Davy Grant at 13-4. And again, the reason I'm reading this off my phone is because I did my 5-minute analysis on the wrong damn fight card. Okay. So I'm looking at this guy's pictures, and I mean, I really don't like anybody named Davy except for Davy Crockett. So I am going to go with Marlon by I'm going to say disqualification because Davey is going to kick him in the nuts, and it's not going to feel good because Davey's going to be so down in the fight that he's just going to panic. And so that's what I'm going to go second round nut kick. And we're going to go with Marlon with the victory. So Joe, who do you got?
You know, I got the same thing. I like his nickname, so I'm going to call him by his nickname. They call him Marlon Chito Vera. He effed up a parlay for Bill and I and screwed up a night for everybody when he landed the $1 million kick on Sean O'Malley. And doing that to Sean O'Malley, I gained my respect. He fought very well, and I do believe I think he got robbed against Jose Aldo. The significant strikes were out of control. He's just a very violent and tough guy. And he's got that, he likes to brawl and he can bring it. So I got Marlon Chito Vera by decision. And that's simply because Davey Grant is one tough dude. But I think this is going to probably be fight of the night.
Fight of the night call.
Yeah,
like
gonna be a brawl, man.
Hey,
Marlon Vera doesn't know another way.
I was thinking, if the Baker ever wants to get off of his ass and do something, creative, all right, we should have like the start your grill kind of like emoji fly across the screen. Like this fight's gonna suck. This is the time to start your grill and feed your guests while they're watching the fights. Just think about
when
it.
When the popcorn comes across, sit down and watch.
Yeah, sit down and watch this shit. Hey, Bill, who do you got?
So I went back and forth on this one actually. I was in a
gay porn call back and forth.
I was with Grant for a while. He's on a three fight win streak. But Vera has fought the better people, and you can't let his record deceive you. I'm a Joe. He got robbed against Aldo. Aldo's name got him that fight card win. Jose lost that fight. But I'm going to go with Marlon Vera. I'm going to go with a second round submission. Grant's got 4 losses, and all 4 losses were either an armbar or a choke. I think Grant's going to come in heavy, trying to throw those bombs because he's coming off a couple early knockouts. I think Vera's going to take him to the ground. I think he's going to choke him out. I think it's going to be Vera by a choke submission. I'm going to go with a late first, early second round.
There you have it. Hey, pay attention, peoples. Pay attention. All right. These guys are giving you rounds on the way it's going to end. All right. Start keeping notes. Start making money. That's how easy it is. All right. Oh, this fight looks good. Heavyweight co-main. We got that guy, Elsandy Olenek, all right, versus Sergey Spivak. All right. Obviously, both guys from the Eastern Bloc probably lived a pretty rough life, had to fight their way out of it. 59, 15-1 versus 12-2. Now, I can already tell you what the experts are going to say. All right.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, the experts are saying the old man's going down. All right. Well, the old man's not going down. All right. Everybody watching, these guys hate the old man, but the guy has won 59 times. Okay. He's going to come in and he's literally just going to slap. He's going to slap this guy, Sergey, right in the face, open palm, right? And then he's going to spit on him. And then he's going to choke him out with a rear naked in about 35 seconds, first round. That's how it's going down. Bill, what do you got in this fight?
You're right. Old man's going down. And
they're like 30. They're like 30% when they say that. Team, be careful.
He's going to go down in the first round.
Yeah.
I mean, his last 2 fights ended early, and they were all getting black. He's chinning out.
He's been knocked out 3 out of his last 5 fights.
I mean,
not lost, knocked out.
2, 4. Yeah, 4. Yeah.
Maybe he didn't give a shit. He's old. Maybe he wasn't pumped up.
Exactly. Right? He's old because of that. He's been in all those fights. He's chinny. So yeah, he's going to go down to speed. I'm going to try to get real specific. I'm going to say on the 2nd minute of the first round, he goes down. Speed back by TKO first round after the first 2 minutes.
there you have it. Hey, before I give it to Trigger Joe, remember, those of you watching, go on shop.veterantrashtalk.com, put in the code UFCGW, all right, and get yourself a discount. Go on gruntworks.com and put in the same code and get a discount. All right, go do that, because obviously, if you look at Bill's TV in the background, all right, we got to start paying him to do these expert picks. So if we don't start paying him, he's going to have to watch the fights on that shit. Okay, so have a heart, Gruntworks, have a heart, VTT, and let's pay this guy. All right, but we can't pay him unless we get proceeds from the discount code. All right, so let's do that. All right, Joe, who do you got?
Bill, what was your timeline? First round, what minute?
I'm gonna say between all of them 2.5 minutes.
All right, I'm gonna go under 2 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go Spivak. I'm
gonna
go
go 25 seconds.
I'm going Spivak by knockout. I think the age difference here is about 16 years. Alexei Olenek has been knocked out 9 times. He's submitted 9 times. Spivak is from Moldova. All right. So I don't know if you know anything about Moldova, but
they got good chocolate there.
I'm glad I don't know shit about it, because it's a rough life. I don't know. You talk about horse meat. These guys are barely skipping by on like underfed goats. And I don't know how anybody fights their way out of that country into the UFC, but he's got my respect. So I got Spivak, who's 12-2 by knockout over the 43-year-old Alexei Olenek inside of 90 seconds. There we go. Under a minute and a half.
Is there any chatter on Gruntworks, Bill, or is that kind of quiet today?
Has
Tanner
kind of quiet, just Kevin Travers.
Yeah.
No, Kevin Travers trying to go, but Sammy Styles does say we need to pay Bill. So I'm with Sammy on this one.
Right. I like it. And so Stacy Sexton, who's a big supporter of VTT, he also says we need to pay Bill.
Stacy, you're the freaking man, bro. I didn't know he was watching. What's up, brother?
He said, pretty bear, get this guy some money. Well, again, put in the code UFCGW, and that way we can pay Bill. I mean, he has kids and dogs, and he's in a 1-bedroom apartment with a 12-inch TV. All right. We got to help this guy out. I mean, do something. I mean, come on. I mean, we're on the, and check out our Independence Day line. Seriously.
They're talking about paying Bill. Do they have any idea the big bucks he's making in the Army right now?
He
is a sergeant major.
Well, he's Frock.
All right. He's loaded.
Yeah. He's going to be a Frock CSM here pretty soon, which is even
Bill's
worse.
If you had Bill's money, you'd burn yours. I don't know what they're talking about.
Yeah. But no, he doesn't really need money. People let's not guilt trip you into buying our stuff. You should just buy it anyways, because we're funny as shit.
Because it's badass.
Yeah.
Let me caveat
off that. All right. That's from the VTT's
safety
brief line. So go ahead.
Also, don't marry a stripper. It would behoove you as you were.
As you were. Yeah. You're the weekend callback. So
I'm the DUI callback. We haven't sold the DUI callback. Yeah, man.
I used to. I mean, I'm not even going to put it out there. I'll save that for tomorrow. Anyways, we got a featherweight, which is the main event. Which by record, this looks like one of the worst main events I've ever seen. So Dana White, I know you watch every Friday religiously. You watch our show under a pseudonym name, but you know this is not good. I don't think. Maybe the experts will disagree, but no. All right, so we have Chan Sung Young. Korean Zombie. Oh, we've talked about this guy before. All right, so we got Chan Sung Young, 16-6 versus Dan
Ige.
Yeah.
Iggy?
That's right.
Hey,
that man
by the
chose
way,
to go by
where
Ige. I was telling Bill, if that was how my last name was spelled, no amount of money in the world could get me from being like, listen, it's Aish. He chose to go by Ige. So you know that dude's a fighter. Yeah. Can you imagine the shit he heard growing up about his last name? I'm just saying, that guy had to scrap. But Bill and I were also talking, and I asked him, I said, what if Dan Ige walked up to you and said, all right, 7-7, I'm about to rock your world? And Bill was like, I would probably laugh at him. And I was like, I think you could get your right leg to cut in at 145. So if you just did like the Tong Po and like, I'll use the right leg because that weighs the same amount as you, I think it'd be a fair fight.
Correct. And
Just
so
right
he's
leg kicks.
15-3 against 16-6. But the Korean Zombie, I guess, doesn't get knocked out much or whatever. That's why they call him the Zombie. I don't fucking know. But again, I never pick against Asians. So the Korean Zombie is probably going to win. Not probably, is going to win. All right. And he's going to win in the 4th round with, I'm going to go with, he's going to miss on the kick. Okay. He's going to do a spinning like roundhouse kick, and he's not going to cut his toenails on purpose. Okay. And the toenail, he's going to sharpen it, and it's going to slit the eye and cause a doctor stoppage. So the Korean, I don't know if you've ever seen Kickboxer, but there's a Korean in that, not Kickboxer, Bloodsport, excuse me. But there's a Korean in there who cheats. Okay. He cheats. All right. So this Korean's going to cheat too. All right. And he's going to file his toenail and then cut Ige's eye, and it's over. I mean, that's how it's going to happen. Put your fucking money on it. So, Joe, who do we got in the main event?
I think that Ige is actually going to be in position for the finishing maneuver, and Mr. Fuji is going to crush up an aspirin and throw it in his face like Hogan when it was on Yokozuna. Did I take that too far? All right, never mind. No, I got Ige by decision, but just because Chan Sung Jung doesn't really get finished that often. Yes, he got that reverse elbow knockout by Yair Rodriguez, but I don't think Ige has the finishing power to finish him. I say he's younger, he's going to be busier, he's going to outstrike him, and it's not going to be a real great fight. So I got Ige by decision.
Very nice, very nice. Bill, what do you got?
All right, just to prove Sammy Styles wrong, he said that the whole card is going to go 30 minutes because we keep picking these early finishes, which kind of see your point, Sammy. But I'm with Joe on this one. It's going to go decision. Ige is traditionally, I mean, granted his last one was, I think it was a first round KO, but he's traditionally a decision king. And Korean Zombie is just a tough dude. He's almost reminds you of for the long-time UFC fans. You remember early Chris Lieben?
Yep.
He's that guy that could just get punched a lot and go into robot mode and just walk through a round, almost like
that. I tell you what, he was so badass that is when I actually started to realize what a scary man Anderson Silva was. When Anderson Silva knocked him down with what looked like a flick of a jab and said, "Get back up," and then knocked him out. And that was when Lieben looked like he had a concrete face. He'd fight with his hands at his hips and take punches, and then knock guy like that. I can't remember the dude. You know which one. He was on. Yeah. He was barely standing up, and he knocked him out. And then,
but just turns into rock and
Chan Sung Jung is like that.
Hey, so have any of you seen Best of the Best?
Of course.
Did you just ask me that question with a serious look on your face?
Well, that's why I do, because how could you pick against the Korean?
So anyway,
this isn't fucking Hollywood. This isn't Hollywood, okay?
That's kind of why we pick against them, because it's not.
Sung Chung Wong is going to come out with an eye patch on, just like the main guy for Best of the Best, and kill you. Okay, so you guys, the crazy. All right. Anyways, remember, I'm the clown picker. Only bet what I say if you want to make a lot of money, but really, really, really risk losing all of it. All right. That being said, let's go to the champ, Bill. Who are your locks? What's your parlays? Who's your DraftKings sleeper? Hey, by the way, DraftKings, you can sponsor us anytime you want. I mean, not a big deal.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, gamblers out there. Again, God, this fight card really sucks. I'm not gonna lie to you. My locks are Spivak and Ige. My parlay, I would go Spivak, Ige, actually Erosa, and if you go to the prelims, there's a female fight, Jandaroba. She's pretty tough. She's only lost to some real high quality fighters out there in that weight class. So Spivak, Ige, Erosa, Jandaroba for the parlay. Lock, Spivak and Ige. DraftKings sleeper, I would go with that Jandaroba. She's going to pull off a win on that fight. She's a underdog in that fight as well. So pick Jandaroba. Those of you remember, she's the shorter female that has the eye that goes in the complete opposite direction as the other one.
Maybe she needs a Korean eye patch.
Yeah, what do you get?
Joe, again, before you go, just reminding the crowd. All right, those of you watching, the millions watching around the world. All right, careful with the parlays. All right, the parlays don't usually win. That's why they pay you. Okay, they pay you big money. All right, but if you got some extra change, put it on there. Pay attention to these guys' locks. All right, that's what you got. If you do that every week, you're going to come out ahead. All right, so just seriously pay attention to the locks. If you got some extra change, put it on a parlay. So, Joe, who do you got?
I myself, I actually am going to stay away from the main event just because of out of respect for the Korean Zombie of making it a war. Spivak is my lock. Okay. Olenek, I don't know why he's still fighting. I'm very, I'll put Marlon Vera in there as a lock also, just because I'm a huge fan of his and I think he's going to go ahead and get the job done. My parlay would be Spivak, Vera, and Erosa. I think you could throw Diego Lima in there also, because I think that's a pretty solid pick over Matt Brown. So Erosa is my DraftKings sleeper. He's a plus 125 right now, so you can get him cheap. And I think he's got the experience. He's definitely going to take this kid. So that is it.
Awesome. There you have it from the experts. Now, real quick, again, please go on the store of gruntworks.com or shop.veterantrashtalk.com. Put in the code UFCGW. We'll leave that code up here for the rest of the night. And then that way you can get yourself a discount on the awesome apparel that we have. Remember, part of all of our proceeds for VTT go to Stop Soldier Suicide. All right. Again, those of you watching, that's what we do. Okay. We started this community so that we could help each other. And we're all veterans. We're all grunts. Bill's a half a grunt. All right. And we're literally here to take care of each other. So please support the community. All right. Everything goes back into it. And we do the best that we can to get somebody in the right direction and get them squared away. And again, look at the dog on Bill's couch. It hasn't eaten in weeks. All right. So you got to help the dog out. All right.
He is miserable. Poor diet, isolated environment. It's amazing he's
hitting
still
the
alive.
dog, Bill. All right. So anyway, big shout out to our sponsor again, 10th Mountain Whiskey. Go in there, put in the VTT code and get yourself a discount. And as always, we have a big guest. And I keep screwing up his name because the last name of Washington, and it's almost July 4th. I just want to say George, but his name's Greg. Okay. It's Greg Washington. All right. Greg Washington.
George is a good name.
Go ahead and Google Greg Washington. All right. He is walking the Eastern coast to raise money for veteran suicide. And he's on day like 45. He's actually coordinated to be on his break while the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, which is live at 1400 Eastern time on Gruntworks, on VTT, and on our YouTube channel. So he will be live on one of his breaks as he's walking up the entire East Coast. So tremendous guest. Can't wait to have him on. Hope to see you there. Okay, so be there and support the community. Okay, again, I'm the Big Earl, Trigger Joe, Bill, send it 7. All right, see you guys tomorrow.